this is going to be fun. You know, I always say we're going to have fun. But this time I'm saying we're going to have fun because Emily Rose is here. And if y'all don't know, my best friend of 35 years is an Emily Rose as well. So me and this Emily Rose are BFFs. Emily, I'm sorry you had to join me on Ignite. Welcome to the podcast.
I'm so glad to be here. So glad to be here. Thank you, Alex.
And where are you in actual sense?
I'm in North Carolina. So Fayetteville, North Carolina, a little south of Raleigh, a little east of Wilmington.
My 16-year-old wants to go to UNC.
Oh, nice. Totally.
Yeah. Is that cool, or is there another school that y'all are rivals with?
I mean, NC State, of course.
Is that in Fayetteville?
No, NC State's a big North Carolina school. Their main campus is in Raleigh. So I think that would be a good one to consider also.
Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah, he's very excited. So we're going to do college tours. And where do you work, Emily Rose?
Currently, I'm supporting Lightwave Dental as their vice president of marketing.
I love it. All right. Tell us about Lightwave. How many locations? How many brands? House of brands or no?
So Lightwave has 100 locations. When I started with them 6 years ago, we had about 30.
Ooh!
Huge growth. Lightwave is just killing it in the space. They consider themselves a dental leadership organization as opposed to a DSO. So we're really focusing on doctor leadership. And we have 36 branded locations. So like specialty as well as general. So like ortho, oral surgery, full mouth implants is a big thing for us right now. And then our general dentistry services.
Full mouth implants. Okay, we're going to talk about that. So you have a lot going on. GD, specialties, 30-some, 36, I think you said, that are Lightwave branded, and then a bunch that aren't. Is that right?
No, so none of them are Lightwave branded. So Lightwave is our DLO brand, and then we have individual, like big groups, and then individual locations.
I saw MB2 Dental also had a different name for their thing. Is there actually something functionally different? Is the partnership agreement different? They have more control over their marketing or their admin?
Yes.
Or what is different?
So for us, I don't want to speak for others, but for Lightwave, the difference is that doctors have equity within the organization. So they have equity in the full organization of Lightwave, not just in their individual practice. And they're also they're Lightwave shareholders, and they have input in regards to the direction of the company.
That's fun. Does that make marketing harder on you guys because you're getting a lot?
What do you think, Alex? If you have more stakeholders, then just create some more complexity in regards to, basically stakeholder buy-in, but it also makes it really great too. So one of the things I talk about is doctor engagement really makes a difference in marketing efforts. So if the doctors are engaged, you're going to see bigger results from a marketing perspective. Huge element to that. The doctors that aren't as engaged, it doesn't have the same vibe and feeling as you get from the doctors that are.
They help out more with organic social. You just feel more momentum. Approvals happen faster. They pick up the phone quicker to schedule. They'll take the extra appointment. Is it like kind of all of that stuff? Yeah.
Right. Okay. They get a lot of team buy-in, right? So making sure the phones get answered. Are they answered well? Are they taking care of the patients, right? So customer experience is important for doctors that are super engaged. And just the approval part, when doctors are bought into the brand that they've helped create, then that flows into all the marketing and the messaging and the communication out to the community. And you can't fake that.
Yeah. And I guess the DLO thing also keeps the founding doctors around longer, which helps tremendously. They're not churning and being replaced by the youngsters straight out of dental school. Right. So that's good. More stability. Do you attribute a lot of that to the growth from 30 to 100 since you've been there? Obviously, your paid media is probably better than everybody else in North Carolina, wherever these locations are. What's been the sauce? What's working? Because money's expensive and everyone's complaining and going for same store growth now. So you guys are a shining star.
So the sauce from the growth perspective, I definitely think it's that the doctors have equity. They have a say in the future of the company. And that's really appealing to new dentists. Yeah. Not only doctors that want to grow their business, right? But also associates that are coming into the practice and then helping the practice grow too, right? They have an opportunity to have equity in the organization as well. Yeah. They're just not employees. So I would say that's been a big element. I think we have a great leadership team that are really focusing on the right things. So growing acquisition, looking for practices that fit the culture of what we want to achieve. What's Lightwave's culture, right? And they go looking for practices and doctors that support that, as well as a lot of organic growth, really focusing on growing our practices that do join us organically, not just acquisition. Growth.
I love it. And guys, y'all hear how Emily Rose is talking here, and I'm going to use her last name every time because it's my BFS now. So just get over it. How she's talking, she's using the private equity terms, and she's talking same store growth. We're not just talking PPC, which we will That is the next question, but we're talking about growth and aligning to what the PE firms are looking for and all that kind of fun stuff. Okay, so let's talk. I'd love to do an M&A chat, but that's not our audience. And so let's not talk about the acquisitions and finding acquisitions that align with our culture, because unfortunately us marketers don't get a lot of say over that. Let's talk about the same store growth. You talk to us about what has worked over the last year, what you credit it to, etc.
Well, also, I'll talk about it from the marketing perspective. So I think same store growth comes from, for us, is increasing scheduled appointments. So I would say over the last year, that's been our main focus, increasing scheduled appointments and making it as easy as possible for patients to schedule. So online scheduling, we've rolled out as a company over the last year and a half. So just passive, you come to the website, it's on your Google My Business listing or whatever. It's easy to schedule that way, 24/7. I think the other piece is that we've been standardizing on our patient experience. So like focusing on the systems that everyone's using and then being able to roll out standardization of how you communicate about appointments to patients. Are you making it easy for them to come in? But a lot of it's going to be the tech stack. We've been focusing on that. We're utilizing a system called Line.
Oh, they're in North Carolina and Raleigh. Charlie, what's up?
They are my faves. I love working with them. They have a great product that's really helped us. So one of the things I thought, like since January of 2024 through March of this year, we had almost a 500% increase in new patients, scheduled appointments, and a 67% decrease in our cost per acquisition for PPC by utilizing Line and standardizing our SEM vendor.
I want to go back. And by the way, Line is a headline sponsor of Scaling Up, coming to you October 28th and 29th. It's a virtual summit for all healthcare marketing leaders. I had to do it. Yeah, thank you for plugging. And the brand marketing team said, Alex, you need to start plugging Scaling Up. Perfect segue. Let's back up one second. Okay, what percentage of patients are booking online versus call and form?
Oh, it's still small. So we're like,
no way.
It's still small. The number one way patients connect with our practices are still phone calls. Absolutely.
Wow.
Yes. Oh, yes. Just as I'm thinking about it, I would have to go back and look at the numbers. I haven't looked at it recently, but it is small in percentage wise.
An older demographic or something like that there.
I will say it's very passive. So one thing I think about online scheduling is that you have to come to the website to do it. You have to look at your Google My Business listing to do it. And I think that it's added steps. It's much easier just to click a button and call, like from an ad. Or the phone number that you have saved in your phone. There's less steps to call for a patient.
Yeah. Specialty stuff, you're going to see a lot of it call because it's complex and they have questions and is it going to work with this and all of that. But GD, man, I'd expect the uptake to be whatever.
I think that there's patients still don't know what they need. So when you go to an online scheduling platform to schedule, am I a new patient? Am I an existing patient? Do I need an exam? Do I get a cleaning? Do I do a consult? That's where I think there is some disconnect in regards to that. There could be some opportunity.
And so what are we using for the online scheduler? What system?
So we're using two systems. So we've standardized on Axle and Flex.
Okay. I've not heard of those. So those are not DSO specific ones, I assume?
They are dental specific. They integrate with Open Dental. So that's been a big part of our focus.
And then is Line in taking those and able to say, came from SEM, online schedule, actual booked appointment. And so they are tracking all the way. Awesome. And calls obviously we know them very well. Calls and email forms. It does intake with leads. It calls the person immediately as soon as email. Yeah. Right. Tell people about it.
Well, so
they need to pay for this episode. That's what they should have done. All right. Tell us about it.
So to me, one of the biggest elements that I didn't know about Line, or that's just happened, is that Line's data, I'm just going to take a step back. So with Google PPC, you can optimize your ads based on phone calls, like you said, the events, right? So phone calls or form fills or whatever. And you say, optimize my ads, serve ads to the people that are doing these things, right? Well, Line's data allows us to optimize our ads based on scheduled appointment.
Yeah.
So we can actually say we're going to increase the number of actual scheduled appointments, not just leads, because we're showing ads, the types of ads that are going to have the biggest.
That's right. They have to be passed back in the ad platform. Not many agencies know how to do it. Emily Rose has a good one. That's right.
Yeah.
It's not us.
Right. So, I would say too, standardizing and having a partner that works directly with Line has also optimized. So LeadPoint Digital is our SEM vendor, and they have a great partnership with Line, which has made a huge difference. So that to me is as a marketer at a high level, that's really important. At the practice level, it makes it so easy for the practice to call and follow up with the patient and a lead, so follow up with a lead, convert the lead faster.
Why does it make it easier? Why?
So Line has a system, I call it a ghost dialer. So if a patient fills out a form
Yep.
They get this like phone call at the practice. The practice then picks up the phone like it's a regular call, and they press 1 and they're immediately connected to the patient. So particularly for form fills, that's the best because you're reaching the patient when they're more likely to be interested in scheduling.
And no call center ever calls the damn forms back. So
no. When we started Lightwave, forms were going to some random email.
Of course.
And I had no insight or ability. Like I basically had turned them all off when I first started 6 years ago because it was just like, who knows? Are they even working?
That's right. Yeah, it's wild. It's wild. I never heard back from a derm practice because I submit a form, you call, and obviously you pick up. So that's awesome. So line fix that. And do you attribute the optimization to the right thing as in helping getting more scheduled appointments and decreasing cost per new patient scheduled appointment, having the right tech and the right uploads back into the platform, all of that stuff help. And with Line, I know you also probably looked at the operator information. It shows you a dashboard of which agent is converting the best, why you're not booking, why you're not getting booked appointments in certain locations, you don't have the right payers or you're too expensive, whatever it could be. So all of that is cool for COOs too. Just an FYI.
I think the other thing is it opens the conversation to say, okay, we're doing radio ads. We're not getting as many leads from the radio, but our PPC leads went up. So we could have conversation around, you have multiple marketing channels, you're doing all these different marketing channels, you should see an increase in your PPC campaigns just naturally because that's sort of like the last touch. So don't just say radio's not working because it's not getting as many leads as your PPC campaigns, but it all benefits together.
Radio did not kill the PPC star. Guys, we believe in all forms of marketing, traditional and otherwise. It's funny that everybody thought traditional would be dead when digital came around, but I am so thankful when a client is running traditional because it makes our life easier. You see leads go up, CPL comes down, brand search goes up, yada, yada, yada. So don't give up on radio. Yes, it does. And I think it's really cool when you have like sophisticated tracking like you guys do, you can see like directionally. You can also see if radio just sucks because you had it heavy in a market and PPC really didn't change much either way.
Exactly. It's kind of like my barometer to determine, are other things, working or not.
Healthcare marketers, what's up? It's Alex from the future. Guess what? Scaling Up, the Healthcare Performance Marketing Summit is back. Scaling Up is focused entirely on driving patient acquisition to your group. So you're talking the largest provider groups, health system leaders, everything it takes to drive a patient to your practice or health system from media, BI, analytics, performance creative, SEO, AI, because we've got to have that acronym in there. October 28th and 29th, thousands of healthcare marketers are going to be showing up to this. It's virtual and it is free. That's the best part. Last 2 years, we were charging for it. This year, I want every healthcare marketing to come. We need to connect more patients with care. We all do. We all need to do it together. I'll see you there. Scaling Up. Was it hard to implement all of the lead tracking stuff? Walk people through the steps. Did you go get COOs by? How hard was it? It sounds easy. It's not easy at 100 locations. What happened?
Well, we've been implementing for probably 3 years. So it's taken a long time to kind of see. What
takes so long? You have centralized call center. What took so long?
Because we're a dental leadership organization. I have to get buy-in from the doctor. And because of the way that the cost of it was being allocated to marketing, I figured out a way to say, okay, some of it can be allocated to your marketing budget, half gets allocated to your marketing budget, half gets allocated to your ops budget, like your G&A. So that you can say ops and marketing work together to increase your scheduled appointments. Smart. So that worked really well for a while. And then once our regional directors, doctors kind of saw the value of it, it just sort of snowballed. And now I would say we're moving forward to having everybody have it in the next, year or so.
I took two things away from that. One, that it's a lot of red tape to convince people and you have to get ops and show, but that was smart to say, hey, this can live on the budget this way. Guys, this is some of the things in-house marketers y'all have to deal with. I feel for you. It can go into the budget this way, that way, and don't try to change the whole system. Get a region. Prove the success. The doctors will say, guys, we're getting more appointments. I don't know what the hell that Emily Rose and Casey Webb are doing over there, but something's changed, right?
That's right.
All the dashboards in the world, they don't care. They're clinicians. But overall, something changed. The butts are in the seats and my EBITDA's going up. So my equity stake is happier. Okay. Right. All right. Good. 3 years and it never stops, but it is worthwhile. And the good lead tracking systems out there, Line being one of them, especially in healthcare, can really help change things. All right, pivoting a little bit, sounds like media, digital media. And guys, sometimes it can be that simple, but don't take away from this. You just do PPC and all your, as much as I would like that to be the headline here, it's not that simple. And the clinicians are bought in. So they're getting more return patients and they're running radio and they're doing local sponsor. Yeah. The whole thing. And so guys, it's not just PPC till you die. Let's talk a little bit about AI and not drone on about the nonsense, but you guys have done some interesting stuff with actual patient interaction with AI.
Yes. Think, right? Well, so first I'll say I am not an AI expert.
No one is.
It's moving so fast, I can barely keep up with it. But we have implemented AI. We use TrueLark, like a text to patient AI, and that was super helpful for one of our bigger groups. We're also beta testing a voice AI called Third Voice, and that's really awesome because it allows to the practice, if they can't answer the phone, the AI will answer and will increase scheduled appointments, right? And that's been really interesting to try out.
Like an overflow.
We're tested the texting, and that works. It's helpful. The voice AI can answer more questions and just be a little bit more personal.
Have you called in and tested it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Is it natural? Is it answering complex
things?
It's
hard for me to say because I knew what I was calling in for.
And so what happens? What feedback have you gotten from patients calling in?
So most patients don't know that it's AI.
No way, dude.
So good. And I don't think people realize that AI is actually answering calls now, right? They don't really, they answer like it's a person unless the question trips the A up, right? Which, can happen. But then they just say, thank you so much for calling. We're going to have somebody reach back out to you to answer some additional questions and get you on the schedule. So they handle it really gracefully.
Did you have to, did it take a while to train that AI? You had to feed it, not just your website, but like internal docs and, hey, these services do happen here and there. Like, is it a lot of training for the voice thing?
Well, so Third Voice Pilot was developed by one of our doctors, Dr. Shirish Membrillo. So he has a company, and so it was really designed specifically for dentistry. So he kind of knew already what it needed to be set up to do. Cool. And so once we were ready to implement, it was quick for us. And they've been doing a lot of work on the back end. So the practice, the people answering the phone.
Okay. I asked you earlier, what would you do if I gave you 20% more marketing budget? More people with what you said earlier would say, more PPC. That's not your answer. What would you do with 20% more budge?
I would hire more team members. So dentists and dental teams are very human focused. Right? Because they're the ones with the patients all the time. So face-to-face interaction with a marketing person really drives growth more, I think. Right. So like having somebody there they can answer questions to, somebody that can go to local events. Dentistry is local still, and dentists are also very local. And having that face-to-face interaction, I can't do from behind my screen. As well as somebody who's in the practice regularly.
Field marketing specialists and put them, you're right. I mean, it's local. And I think we forget that. I think on my last podcast, I don't know if it was Genevieve who I was talking to. She said, I go to the clinics. That's my secret weapon. I go to the clinics, and like the youngsters don't want to go to the clinics. And so I do. And that's where you learn the best content. You learn what you're good at, you learn why you're not scheduling, and you learn where the community does or does not know about that practice. And so Emily Rose is spot on. More people in the field helps to grow the practice a little bit more. What would be your first hire? What skill set? I always get this question and I don't know the answer.
So I always thought that you needed to hire like a marketing manager, somebody who could like really lead marketing in the practice. That's what I used to think. I've kind of shifted away from that. And I think somebody who is young and hungry and motivated and excited, right? So then you have marketing leadership that's kind of like helping create strategies, sort of like a brand strategy director or manager. And then you have somebody who's in the field and they're like super excited, super motivated, want to do all the cool stuff. I think the other piece is the social media. So social media content creation is the bane of marketing leadership existence.
Brutal, especially House of Brands. So tough.
It is so hard. And so having somebody that can create that kind of content on the fly with the doctors when they're available, gold, in my opinion.
It's gold, and the hardest thing to contract out. And no agency's good at that. And so that does have to be in-house. And that's interesting what you said. I used to call our team young and hungry, and we were the Youngry flock. And so Emily Rose did not say a skill set like get a marketing outsourcer. She said, get someone younger that can kind of do it all. And it's going to be Jill of all trades and get all the shit done because there's going to be a ton of stuff to do. I agree. I like when my clients hire a marketing director that knows digital pretty well, that can cover half of the patient acquisition goals at least. That's right. And then get some generalists to help out with stuff with tech and social content. I love it. Okay. we got to do more content. I know you got another gig coming soon, and we'll talk when you land 6 months later. We'll have you back on and see what's going on. This was fun. Line, you owe me 10,000. We'll just call it on that.
Me too. Line, you owe me.
Sam, send Emily Rose, and she's going to bring you to the next one. And we also reference her agency, so that's fun. Cardinal's not getting any leads from this one. Emily Rose, this was a blast. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much, Alex. Great time.